Hello, everybody. In this short video, I'm going to explain your assignment. So the first thing you want to do is get your phone, go to your app store, and download a clinometer app. I'm going to be using Angle Pro, and just see the description of the assignment for suggestions. So I'm going to open that up. Okay, the next thing you want to do is walk a set or measure a fixed distance away from your house. Use a tape measure to measure out 15 feet. And then stand 15 feet from your house and use your app. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. If you don't have a tape measure handy, here's what you can do. So take your shoe, get a ruler. I'm going to measure out the size of my shoe. Okay. All right. If you have a tape measure, you don't have to do this, but if you don't have a tape measure, measure out your shoe. My shoe is 12.5 inches. So that means if I take 10 steps toe to toe, I will have walked 10 times that length. So that is how many inches? 125 inches. Now, if I'm curious, what is that in feet? Because I want this in feet. Well, I need to divide this number by 12 because there's 12 inches in a foot. So I'm going to divide this by 12 and let's see what I get. And that is 10.42 feet. So that's my first important number. I have my app ready to go and I'm going to walk this many feet away from my house because I don't have a tape measure. Now, if I had a tape measure, this thing would be a whole lot easier. This is the way to get around that. All right, so tape measure people, get out your tape measure, measure 10 feet, 15 feet away from your house. Go stand there if you have one of those. And if you don't have a tape measure, what you want to do is stand on the side of your house, just like this. And you are going to go toe to toe. I did 10 steps, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And turn to face your house here. 10 steps is exactly 10.42 feet, right? Because each one of those steps was 12.5 inches for me, however many inches for you. Okay, I'm 10.42 feet away from my house. If you live in an apartment building, you might want to double that. You might want to do 20 steps if you have the shoe ruler method, or if you have a tape measure, that's a little bit easier, but make sure you can see the top of your building. Open your app, and the key is you need an app that says 0 when you hold it horizontally. I think my rotation lock is on, so I need to turn that off. Yep, okay, so you want it to say 0. So this says 360, and then if I hold it exactly horizontally, that's 0. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. This far away from the house, I'm gonna hold this up to my eye level, and I'm gonna sight the house. So I'm gonna center my phone so that like a line shooting through my phone hits the top of my house. Okay, there it is. I'm holding it right at eye level or a little bit above eye level. And it looks like a line shooting through my phone, hitting the top of my house it's about 24 degrees. So I'm gonna write that down. That's my next important fact. Okay, so my angle of elevation to the top of my house is 23 degrees. Make sure you get an app that starts at 0. I've seen apps that start at 90 and count down. So if you write 70 degrees here, 60, 80 degrees, I know you use the wrong app. So again, it should start at 0 and count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 23. Now, the last thing I need is the heights, right? I'm the observer. So what is my height? My height is 6 feet, 7 inches tall. A big mistake people make is they think this is 6.7 feet. It is not. Okay, so don't write that. 6 feet, 7 inches tall is 6 feet and 7 over 12, right? There's 12 inches in a foot. So you have to divide those inches by 7. So let me do the calculator, get the calculations done. Okay, so this was 6 feet. 7 divided by 12 is 0.58. And so I smushed them together, and 6 feet, 7 inches is 6.58 feet. Okay, so those are my 3 key measurements I need: angle of elevation, distance from house, and how tall I am. Okay, the hardest part of the problem is drawing your diagram. So you have a house or an apartment building, you want to make sure you draw that, and I'm going to make it a little bigger. Here's the observer, that's me. Okay. I'm going to put my height right on the diagram, so that's 6.58 feet. And the goal of this assignment is how tall is your house? So I'm going to label the side of my house as X. Now, if you measured a point like at the tippy top of your house, that is actually not going to work because you are excluding this distance, right? If you measured from the wall of your house out to your person, I measured it as 10.42 feet, right? That's the distance to the wall, so I need to take the angle elevation from the top of that wall. So you can't use that tippy top point of your house because then you'd have to add on this little distance inside your house. It's just going to make it a little bit more inaccurate. Okay, so distance from the top of the wall, distance from the house, and here's me. Here's me with my little phone. And then I sighted. Okay, I sighted my house with an angle of elevation of 23 degrees. So I've got my three measurements on my diagram: angle of elevation, my height, and my distance from the house. So your job is going to be, how tall is the house, right? The whole house, not just this part of the triangle, the whole house. So the height has something to do with it. If you're stuck, look at the zip line problem and just do your work on paper, take a picture, circle your answer. You need the measurements, you need the diagram, and you need your answer. All right, have fun, everyone. Good luck.